When looking at this, everyone knows that it's a blend. Hello and welcome to the Vector Garden. In this video we're going to talk about blends and how to achieve special effects with them, such as this one. Of course, you can see that this is a circle and inside there is an oval, a very flat oval. We're going to start with that. Here's the circle. I'm going to make a copy. So what's happening is we have a copy, paste it in front and then make it flat, rotate it, and then also the gradient has to be arranged differently inside of that, like this perhaps, and inside of this as well. So now we're going to select the two and blend them. I'm going to use the shortcut, which is Command Alt and B or Control Alt and B on Windows. And now let's set up the number of steps. And you see this is nice, but actually not what's happening there. Inside of this, we have some nicer movement up here. So those rotate against each other, which is clearly not happening here. I'm going to reduce the transparency. So select one of them with the direct selection tool and reduce that transparency, but we are not getting there. So what's happening here is a knockout group. I'm going to turn that off because that's not what we need. Nice, but not what we want. Now let's take a look at how we can create a blend and control rotation in it. And for that, we cannot just go straight forward, but we need an intermediate step. So first of all, I'm going to set that gradient differently. And now we're going to copy this, paste it in front, but I'm going to do everything else differently. So we're going to use an effect for this. Going to apply transform, and we're going to make a horizontal scale and then also rotate the thing. And now we're going to select both of them and again blend using the shortcut. Double click the blend tool and control the number of steps. And now you see we get these overlaps. So this looks differently than the other one. Of course, now I also want to rotate this, but we cannot just rotate it like this. So in order to rotate this, we're going to need the transform effect again. And this time just rotate it differently. So like this. Now the next thing is I'm going to select the front one. So now we're going to need the layers panel for that. In order to know exactly which one is selected, I'm going to reduce the opacity again. And of course, we need to target that blend again and take away the knockout group. And then also for that front one, I'm going to set that to multiply. And now we need some magic to happen. So I'm going to target the back one and reduce the opacity as well. And in order to now control what's happening with the gradient, we're going to use the gradient panel and set that rotation differently. And you see some interesting stuff happening there, some nice interactions with those colors. And of course, again, we can go about the opacity. I'm going to reduce it even more here, and we get some nice interactions with transparency. The trick with the blend tool is using the transform effect in between. This is also important when you do something like this here. So what I want to do is have this leaf here and rotate it around that arch, and it also should get smaller up to the top. So when we do this, I'm going to just select that open path and set it to invisible. And then when you select the two and use the shortcut for the blend again, then we create the blend. But what's happening here is not as desired. So again, what we need to do is use that transform effect. And we're going to start with that bottom one. And I'm going to arrange that as I need it. And now we're going to move it to the top and apply the transform effect again. This time we need a uniform scale and some rotation here. And then again, make this thing invisible, select all three of them and apply that shortcut. And you see we get a nice transition between them. The rotation is very precise, and we just need to double click that blend tool, increase the number of steps to get what we want. In order to control the distribution, we need to move those handles, make this one shorter and that one longer, and then we get the distribution as well. That's how you can better control your blends with effects.